Hi, welcome back to J Talks Cars. It's been a while. If you probably noticed recently, there hasn't been much J Talks Cars content lately. This has been mostly due to quite a few things, really. A lot of it's got to do with the other channels, and as well the fact that in terms of my real job or my day job, things have got immensely busy lately. So I'm doing this as a little bit of an update. As you probably remember, I was complaining about the roads in Leyland, and since, well, over the past couple of weeks since the last video went up, they have resurfaced the roads on the cheap. What I mean by on the cheap is, yes, it's the craters that have been in the road are no longer there, but then the bit that they've resurfaced is just as bumpy. They may as well have not bothered. So that's quite annoying, but it's interesting to know where our money goes. With regards to my car, in terms of little bits of jobs and stuff on both cars, I've kind of put a bit of a temporary pause at the moment, or have been putting a bit of a temporary pause, mostly because of the fact that I've been doing a lot of driving and a lot of travelling lately in my car, and my partner's been doing likewise. In terms of the car's health, in terms of the knocks and noises since the damage, I was pleased to know that it was the alloys that were the issue. I'll insert something in here about it. Right. The problem was the wheels. What I've discovered is the S-line alloys that I've put on are not exactly completely straight, and they have started causing a wobble, an issue as well. So I believe the alloys may have been damaged by the road, but it's not just one, there's a couple of them that have been damaged. So I'm gonna have to put my original wheels back on, and yeah, a little bit disappointing, but yeah, I'm gonna, thankfully it's not been any chassis or suspension parts damaged, but it's just the inconvenience of putting other wheels on the car that I was going to save for the winter and use these for the summer. So yeah, oh well, back to the drawing board. Yeah, there's also some suspension issues, so I think a few bushes or whatever have been either damaged or perished in the process. So in a future video they're going to get done. I've had a few people asking me, says, well, why don't you do much in the way of mechanicking? Do you not know how to fix a car or how to do anything mechanical in the car? Some things I do, some things I don't. Stuff like brake pads and stuff like that I can do. Basic service I can do and things like that. But in terms of the more, shall I say, the more technical engineering type stuff, I have an idea of what I'm doing, but I'd rather trust somebody who's got more experience than me. A lot of people will ask, well, what's the point in you doing what you do if you're not really going to show us how to do it? Well, let's be honest, there's plenty of car content out there that I've already covered a lot of the bases that I've covered. Most of my stuff is really sort of looking after the little bits. I mean, the main whole idea of this content video is looking after and living with an older car. It's not about getting an old car, do it up to the nines and then do track days or go on wild adventures on it. Even though, to be fair, I am gonna at some point do something on that. I might see if there's any local UK rallies that, you know, I can take part in and stuff like that and whatever. So with regards to future content, I'm going to be doing content videos on other people's cars, and it's going to be basically them discussing with me what it's like living with certain cars. And there's a few people with different various cars, and then there are people with some quite more extravagant cars, whether they be camper vans, exotics and stuff like that. So the whole purpose of me doing the content I'm doing with this is going to cover quite a broad spectrum of cars, and along the way, you know, learn about certain modifications to maybe to keep with current times, or certain ways of them, you know, how they live with their car and what their budget, and whether they feel, you know, they're ready for the move to newer cars or not. So that's pretty much what I'm planning on doing with future J Talks cars. There will be bits of other content in there as well, so it will be like a bit of tinkering and a bit of you know, modifying, maybe redoing a few jobs, because some of the work and some of the little projects I've done on my car recently are going to need redoing. So I'm going to explain some of that possibly in this video. So yeah, J Talks Cars is still going. I'm still planning on doing bits of it, but it's not going to be regular weekly content as far as J Talks Cars is concerned. I also want to talk about the brand partners I've got on board with the channel. Basically, I've now got PowerMax that sponsoring J Talks Cars content, so I am going to be doing a lot of bits using PowerMax products, showcasing their products and stuff like that. And you know, hopefully, you know, people watching this content will buy their products. If you are interested, go onto the website at powermax.com, use my code VaderMonkey20, get yourself 20% off their like the detailing and valeting products and pretty much other bits within their online store as well. So, you know, I'm so grateful that they've come on board with this project, and I'm still in the process of growing my channel, so I'm not quite at the several million viewer standard as your other content creators, but for me this is still a hobby. I've never intended on it becoming a job, otherwise I wouldn't be doing the day job that I do now. So yeah, so you'll be getting bits of J Talks Cars content over the coming months, and the frequency could vary from a week to a month. So I don't want people who only just follow this channel for the car content to be disappointed. I assure you there will be J Talks car content. It's just not at the rate of your more regular car content creators, purely the basis of I do have other channels to look after, and they're involved with my main job, which is predominantly in the music industry.
A few moments later.
Just a little bit of a health check on the car. I'm going to have to respray the grills again because the chrome's showing through, and this is from all the stone chips whilst driving and all the bugs and stuff. Also, I've had to refit my original alloys. Now, as you can see, they're not in the best of condition. Been a bit scrubbed on some curbs and what have you, and some are going to need new tyres. The reason why these have been fitted back onto the car have been because the other set of alloys I put on, 3 of them were not exactly straight, so balancing them and everything was a bit of a nightmare. in terms of future plans, I am going to be upgrading the brakes. So new brake hoses, new brake pads, new brake discs, drilled and grooved. The aero is working and it's still looking good on the car. The diffuser's looking good. I'll be fitting on my front splitter extension to give the car more of an aggressive look, and that'll be done over the coming months. So future projects and future jobs. So the other set of alloys are, well, I'm not going to be using them. So if there's anybody's interested in a set of Ronals, they have basically 4 decent tyres, 2 Michelin Sport PS2s and 2 front budget tyres. I believe one's a Uniroyal. So I'll be getting rid of these alloys because there's no point in keeping hold of them. They have got crystal blue centre caps, and yeah, it's a shame really, because they were great when they were on, and yeah, it's disappointing, but from what I understand, I believe that one of them got damaged somehow, slightly because of the crater in the road. So yeah, that's the update really. The future plans for the car. So I've mentioned about new disc pads and brake lines. They're going to get done because there's a bit of a softness in the braking, which I feel is going to need to be done before the next MOT. So I feel instead of just replacing it with the standard parts, I'm going to upgrade the braking system to improve the braking and hopefully, you know, prolong the braking system. Also, with regards to Helen's car, she has a set of shocks, rear shock absorbers and 40mm lowering springs, which will be fitted at some point over the coming months. So that's going to be done hopefully in the next month or so, and we're looking to do a few more visual improvements on the car. I'm looking into prices and stuff like that, so yeah, it's going to be interesting. That car's going to look way better over the coming months. So yeah, there's a few things in the pipelines. There's still jobs to do. I've been round speaking to a few people with regards to doing participant sort of content with J Talks Cars. We're looking to work on that further. I'm also looking at getting a few new cameras. When I get them, I don't know, but I want to do some better dynamic driving shots, and I kind of want to use it when we go travelling to places, but I'm going to do it when I'm travelling to gigs and stuff. I might involve some car content in my travel videos, going to and from gigs because of my main job, travelling all over the UK, or just travelling to see family and stuff like that. So I think I might make it a bit more vloggy on some content as well. So that's pretty much where I'm at with J Talks Cars right now. Like I said, I've just been very busy and I've just not had the opportunity to record and film bits and pieces. I think the next video after this is going to be me putting on my front splitter and working out how to make it a durable mod. It's going to be, I think it's going to end up being more of a performance mod, which is not really what I intended. But I do want to make my car look a bit more aggressive than it actually is, and I do want to improve the actual aero look of the car. So that's my plan with that. I'm just thinking off the top of my head, really, of what else I need to do, or what's on the cards over the coming months. A lot of this content is unscripted. Well, in fact, all of this content is unscripted, so it's a lot of me thinking on my feet. There are going to be some other how-to vids as well, because I've got to rework my DRLs, because I've recently discovered that since I've upgraded my rear brake lights, they interfere with my front side lights, so I need to change the power source, the ingoing power, to a different, directly to the lights, the main power source of the lights. Hopefully that will work. If not, I'm a bit buggered. So yeah, there's little things, little jobs, little things to do. Quite excited, but at the same time, like I said, the frequency of content is going to be very irregular from here on in, until I can dedicate time to modifications and jobs. Again, please, PowerMax is sponsoring my content, so please check out powermax.com. Use my promo code VaderMonkey20 to get yourself a 20% discount on their products, valeting and other bits and pieces, detailing and everything. So that's going to be something quite good and beneficial to yourself, and I will be using only PowerMax products going forward for little detailing and tidying up jobs on my car, from here on in. So I'm going to leave it at that. This is going to be a short one from me, so please comment, like, subscribe, please share, please spread the love. This is just a hobby, this is not my main job. I'm not Matt Armstrong or DDE or anything like that. I am just humble me, just tinkering and basically trying to educate you guys about living with an older vehicle and how it still remains beneficial, even though, motoring is moving forward and we are encouraged to go greener. But if you cannot financially afford it, make what you've got work for you, and when circumstances allow, because these electric cars and hybrid cars will be coming down in price over the next 10 years, so you'll be able to afford greener motoring should you choose to, or if you wish to keep your older car and look after it more as a classic, as a relic of the past, if you want to look at it like that way, then that's all good. So yeah, so thank you again. Please comment, like, subscribe, and I will see you again in the next J Talks Cars. Ciao bien.
Lagging whilst gaming? Out of steam after a long day at work and you want to go out raving? Or just need something to get you through your grueling day? Dubby Energy, a healthier alternative to the off-the-shelf brands. Dubby is packed full of the important aminos and vitamins that canned energy drinks don't provide. This product doesn't contain artificial additives and is also sugar-free, maltodextrin and keto-free. One tub on average is cheaper than consuming 2 cans per day of the off-the-shelf brands. Order your Dubby Energy via their website at dubby.gg and use my promo code VaderMonkeyJ to get yourself 10% off your order. Keeping yourself energized doesn't have to be unhealthy.